Today I will be comparing the two wonder weapons, or well, we have three wonder weapons altogether in Call of Duty Cold War, but I will be looking at the D.I.E Decompressive Isotopic Estrangement Machine and the new RAI K-84 or the raik wonder weapon from Firebase Z, and kind of looking at them in a way of which one's better in ways of damage, the way to get them, and just in general if they're good weapons. Before we get into the video, be sure to drop a like on it, that would be very much appreciated, and also be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, slowly but carefully making up there. Thank you all so much for recently actually showing so much love to the channel, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at is the D.I.E itself, as that came first, you know, in Call of Duty Cold War. So the first thing I want to mention is how to obtain it. How many methods are there, and is it a difficult or easy process? So obviously there are 4 methods to get it. There is a normal hitting the box, and you could get it at a certain point, which I have to mention is actually not that easy. For this video, I tried to hit the box as many times as I could, and both the raygun and the D.I.E just weren't existent, but trust me, sometimes it's actually pretty easy to get, and when you do, obviously you can have the wonder weapon. Another method is to build it or actually obtain it, because in this map, the way to get the wonder weapon, the D.I.E, is different from the previous methods we've seen in other Call of Duties. As in the previous ones, you'd had to build it, you know, collect your parts, but in this you collect the parts, but only to be able to unlock a certain door where the wonder weapon itself was kind of vibing and waiting for you. The third way to unlock it is through trials, and for some odd reason it's actually very difficult. Now I did attempt multiple times similar to with the box spins, and I just couldn't get it. I was getting perks, I was getting self-reses, I was getting pack-a-punched weapons, and it was just a really difficult process. So I will be talking about this more later, but it's not very easy to obtain it unless I just had really bad luck. And the very last method to get it is from the dance Easter egg that is on D Machina, and this process is also very difficult to get it, but sometimes you might get the luck and actually unlock it. Similar to every single one, I just couldn't get it. Please don't judge me. I don't know what was happening with me, but no matter how many times I tried it, D Machina was just not in my favor today, and I kind of just gave up because it was too frustrating. And also the D.I.E itself has 4 elemental upgrades. There is the Nova 6 upgrade, the Ice upgrade, Lightning upgrade, and the Fire upgrade. And surprisingly, the best version of this weapon is its base version. The other ones are pretty good, and you do need them for the Easter egg, but aside from that, the Plasma Blast, which is the default version of the D.I.E, is just the best version. And honestly, if I were you and going for high rounds and still don't know what to use in D Machina, use just the base version, because the other ones are good, but they're not as good. Obviously there's also no pack-a-punching of this weapon, so it's just basically the normal version of it all the time. Now there were people that were kind of finding out methods to pack-a-punch it, so maybe in the past there were methods, and obviously Treyarch has changed their mind in the time, and they were like, okay, elemental upgrades are enough for this weapon. Another amazing thing about this is it's actually pretty powerful with its Plasma Blast up until like round 40 to 30 plus, and from there the best thing to do with this weapon is using it on insta kill. It's probably one of the most satisfying weapons to use when it insta-kills, because it has 2 ways of using it. It has the normal blast, which is, you know, different throughout the elemental upgrades. The plasma one just shoots a ball, the ice one shoots this ice beam, and the, I guess, Nova 6 shoots this kind of gas that poisons the zombies and kills them over time. But another great thing with all these is there's a sucking up strategy where it sucks up their kind of zombies and it fills up your ammunition, and using this with an insta-kill on an empty magazine is the most satisfying thing in the world and makes the weapon so much more powerful. And in general, it's actually really powerful if you use it with a combination of Ring of Fire. It sucks them up super fast and it's really fun to use. But apart from that, that's it for the D.I.E. I will get into it in a while more, but I want to talk about the raik now. So the raik is a fresh weapon. We haven't really experienced it as much as we should have before I made this video, but I feel like I have a better understanding about it. Now the difference with the raik and the D.I.E is that the D.I.E is difficult to get from trials, box, and everything like that. Whereas from my experience with the raik, and this is from multiple games that I've played of Firebase Z, it's actually not that difficult to get. Now the first method is the box, obviously, and I've most of the time in my games gotten the opportunity to get this. And I feel like the only reason there's this difference within these weapons to get them in the box is because on D Machina you also have the raygun. guns. So if you were able to get one of those weapons super easy, it would make the whole process far too obviously easy, and it would just not be as satisfying to some players, and I don't think Treyarch wants you to be absolutely overpowered all the time. Whereas in Firebase Z, you only have the raik. There is no other wonder weapon, there's no raygun. The raik itself is the only powerful weapon that you can have, apart from other ones that you can pack a punch when they're on gold rarity. So the second method of getting the raik is actually building it. Now the thing is, the difference with the D.I.E and the raik with this is that the raik is actually more difficult to get built, because this time you do build it, there are a few processes to unlock it, like getting the eyeball off of a old scientist that's now a zombie, to opening lockers and seeing if you can be lucky enough for a mimic to spawn with your part, to shooting a dartboard, which is honestly the most annoying process, because sometimes you can shoot it correctly but you shoot 2 bullets and you doubt yourself and you run back to check if you did it correctly and you get the same numbers, and then you run back and it's still wrong, and you go back and you do it again and then you get it right and you're pissed, and oh my god, yeah, I've bad memories with that process. But aside from that, it's not the worst, you know, it's not the end of the world. It does take a while. You are only able to get it pretty late rounds compared to the D.I.E, where you were able to practically unlock it on round 8, and that's the difference with the building. And now on to this third method, which is trials, where I feel like it's actually really easy to get it on Firebase Z with this method. I've definitely got it like 3 times, and it was like one of the 3 times I've actually done the trials, so that's definitely easier than D Machina, but I feel like I was just really unlucky. And the last method is actually doing it from the dance Easter egg, which now I call it the spooky Easter egg because it's pretty spooky on Firebase Z, and I did get it once from it, so I don't know if it's really difficult, if I got really lucky, but it's all about the luck with that one. There's people that say it's all time based, but I think it's just really heavy RNG, so that's the last method of unlocking it. Now the other difference with the D.I.E and the raik is that the raik doesn't have any elemental upgrades. Instead, you are able to pack a punch it 3 times, which each time it kind of, you know, upgrade its damage, where at a point on round 50 it really requires you to use its second ability, similar to the D.I.E where you had the suck up ability and the shockwave or whatever elemental upgrade you had. With the raik you have this kind of plasma ball that you have to power up by shooting it, and from my experience, unfortunately you're not able to shoot it from high places. So there's a strategy similar to the penthouse strategy on D Machina, where you're on top, and for some odd reason when you shoot the ball, when you shoot it from your noob tube and you try to shoot it to power it up to blow up zombies, it just doesn't work from the top, so you have to be at an angle, which is very odd. But this blast is super powerful even on really high rounds, which you really need to use, because the normal shooting bullets on the raik do kind of end up becoming pretty bad at some point, and it's just a kind of overpowered weapon to have on early rounds, similar to the D.I.E, but I feel like with the D.I.E you fly through the bullets really fast, and with the raik it's not as fast. And another interesting thing is, obviously the raik is like Raygun Mark 4 or 5, whatever people want to call it, because we've had, you know, Chaos storyline in Black Ops 4, and that's just confusing. You can really see that it's just another raygun variant, and that's why there is no other raygun. Whereas with Gorod we did have the Mark 3 and the Mark 1. It's a bit confusing, but it's really good and I really do enjoy it. And now the question that I've been asking myself all this time: what is the best wonder weapon in Cold War as of now? And the answer to that is the raygun. Yep, none of those. But no, on a serious side, if I'd had to say which one's better, I'd have to say the raik, just because it's actually a pretty good weapon even on really high rounds, compared to the D.I.E where, you know, really late rounds it just becomes pretty bad. But it's still very overpowered. They're powerful in their own kind of way for the certain map, but if I had to choose, I'd go for the raik myself. Maybe my opinion will change in the future, but that's kind of it for the video. Firebase Z compared to D Machina, I really do love both of these maps. I don't know about you, but comment down below which wonder weapon is your favorite, and comment down below if you'd like to see me comparing the raik to the raygun, or compare to the raik to literally every single raygun we've had in the past. Do like some kind of ranking system. I'd really like to see if anyone would be interested in that, because that sounds like a pretty cool video idea. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed. This was kind of breaking down both of these weapons and comparing them, and, you know, what's better and what's worse. It was just a fun thing that I thought of doing. It's not really, you know, centered around any guide, but I still hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new here. Road to that 50k. Like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Mwah!